Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on issue 25 of Sonic the Hedgehog IDW Comic Review. Now, as you know, issue 25 is meant to be covering the sort of Zombot-like storyline, and the story left off with Dr. Sterline showing off the Deadly Six, and the cover mainly has Sonic with his team in that getting ready for action. And let's get on the story. It starts off on Angel Island. Basically, Knuckles sees something saying, "That looks like a restoring shuttle." And so Knuckles sees to his surprise that Sonic is covered in some sort of metal liquid, and he says, "Sonic, why do you look like Metal Sonic?" "Long story. Stay back. I don't want to land on the grass just in case." "What's wrong with my grass?" And so we kind of see how Knuckles sees that something's going on, and we see how the Sterline has brought in the Deadly Six, and we see Eggman's not happy, so sends out Metal Sonic to deal with the Deadly Six. We see how Zurlock manages to control Metal Sonic, and Dr. Sterline has come with a failsafe to use the conch. But of course, this leads to little to no effect, with Zurlock saying, "What was that about a lack of foresight?" And so basically Orbot and Cubot follow along. We see how Dr. Sterling says, "But the conch! It only works as long as your lungs last, you idiot." "Then we'll remove those first." And so uses Metal Sonic as a weapon, but Eggman and Sterline use the warped topaz to get out. We see them saying, "Huh, we had him! How are we supposed to rid him to shreds now?" We shift our priorities. And so decides to use the whole Chaos Emeralds, giving Zurlock the power of the purple one. And we see how Orbot and Cubot play along as working for Zurlock in fear of not being turned into slaves. We see how Rouge is working inside Eggman's ship, and see how Zurlock gives each member of the Deadly Six a Chaos Emerald to wreak havoc on. We see how Sonic and the others are trying to figure out what to do, until Eggman is brought to Angel Island, with them saying, "Oh, thank heavens, we are out of range of Zurlock's control, and in even worse trouble." So we kind of find out from Sonic and the others that, thanks to the Sterline's plan, that the situation's now got worse, and they're going to need the extra help. And of course, Eggman and Tails and that want to find out a cure, but we find out from Eggman that the longer the virus lasts, the longer the Zombots will deteriorate, and they ask how long before, which he says in 200 years. And we kind of see how Silver points out that that's what happened in his future and has figured it out. And we find out from Silver that from Ice Paradise, a lot of people were lost and that he couldn't save anyone. We see how Whisper has planned to snipe down Eggman, with Cream saying, "Please don't miss Whisper." Proceed. Agreed. Eggman is mine to destroy. Move. And we see how Cream points out that they need Eggman to sort of restore everyone, and that Cream wants to see her mum, Cream and Cheese, and everyone else. We see how Whisper breaks down, realizing that if they can bring Tangled back, this means that she won't lose anyone else. And we see her saying, "Thank you. We'll stay with you so you won't be lonely." "I am not lonely. I am engaged." So we kind of see them using the treadmill as a sort of device, and we kind of see how the team decide on covering on what plans to cover, knowing that one character was good for one thing, and one plan could lead to a bad one. So we see how Eggman decides to use the Warp Topaz and wants it from Sterling. So he uses Metal Sonic to get the glove back and pretty much kicks Sterling out from Eggman's feet. And we see how they've planned to use the Warp Topaz to sort of go to each member of the Deadly Six and are going to need the extra help. So we kind of see how Amy's called in Jet and his team, with Jet saying, "Huh, Sonic, the Hedgehog, you're looking more pathetic than ever. Charming as ever. Jet, you're going to help us or what? Maybe if the reward is big enough." And we kind of see how Jet's team points out that if the Venom virus isn't contained, they'll need to refuel, they'll need food and everything else. And we kind of see how Storm basically says, "But I do like to eat." So we kind of see how the team decides to split off in different territories when everything's completed. We see how the Deadly Six lead a regime in every place, leaving a fear of terror and controlling the Zombots as their personal slaves. And see how Zerlok has basically led a mass army of Zombots and is planning to take over what's left of the world. And this is the story. So I think this issue definitely works, because you can tell while Sterling's plan was going to fail, it was always going to come with some repercussions, as the Deadly Six were going to betray Sterling rather or not. And I think the point of Eggman basically kicking out Sterling is him knowing that while he's a screw-up, he's a self-aware in it. So I think this issue definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.